In January 1947, Leimert Park was a carefully planned, idyllic middle-class haven. With its curving sidewalks and identical Spanish-style homes, it was built specifically to keep the grime and chaos of Los Angeles at bay. On the damp morning of January 15th, local housewife Betty Berzinger was pushing her 3-year-old daughter in a stroller down South Norton Avenue, navigating this quiet suburban landscape. Glancing into an overgrown vacant lot, Betty spotted something stark white against the wet grass. She initially assumed she was looking at a discarded department store mannequin, broken in two. As she drew closer, the illusion vanished. Lying inches from the sidewalk were the completely severed, naked remains of a young woman. For a crime scene of such extreme violence, something was distinctly wrong. There was absolutely no blood on the victim or anywhere in the surrounding weeds. The body had been entirely drained and meticulously scrubbed clean with gasoline. She was deliberately posed, her legs spread apart, and her arms raised over her head with the elbows bent at precise right angles. The LAPD immediately recognized the vacancy of South Norton Avenue as a curated stage. The killer had purposefully transported the body here, utilizing the utopian backdrop of Leimert Park to maximize the shock of a public exhibition. The victim was 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, a transient chasing acting roles in California. She had no friends in this suburban enclave and zero organic reason to be anywhere near its residential streets. Her actual habitat was miles away. Short spent her nights bouncing between cheap rental rooms and the bustling neon-lit corridors of Hollywood and downtown Los Angeles. She was last seen on the evening of January 9th, making a phone call in the lobby of the downtown Biltmore Hotel. Her whereabouts over the subsequent 6 days remain a total blank. This diagram illustrates the medical reality required to explain those missing days. Slicing a human completely in half at the lumbar spine, a hemicorporectomy, and draining roughly 5 liters of blood is a massive, highly specific undertaking. To perform this surgery and scrub the remains with gasoline, the killer needed an isolated, highly secure indoor facility equipped with running water and deep drains, operating entirely undisturbed for days. Because the murder required a secure facility, moving the remains afterward was a choice. Loading the bisected body into a car and arranging it next to a public sidewalk was a calculated, high-risk act of theatrical staging. This chilling presentation pushed investigators to look for suspects who possessed both clinical expertise and the psychological detachment to treat a human being like a canvas. Detectives noticed the victim's strange 90-degree arm placement mirrored the surrealist Minotaur photographs by Man Ray. This artistic link drew police toward wealthy, high-society physicians with avant-garde connections. Yet a compelling alternative suspect emerged through sheer geography: Dr. Walter Alonzo Bailey, a highly skilled surgeon. Dr. Bailey had a direct personal link to the victim's family. His own daughter had served as the matron of honor at Elizabeth Short's sister's wedding. When we look at this map of 1940s Leimert Park, the logistics become terrifying. Here is the vacant lot on South Norton Avenue where the body was arranged. Exactly 1 block south of that lot sits Dr. Bailey's primary family residence. The proximity of Dr. Bailey's home to the lot suggests a killer who utilized his own neighborhood as a final gallery, hiding his work in plain sight just hundreds of yards from his own front door. Within an hour of Betty Bersinger's hysterical phone call, South Norton Avenue was swarming with police. The discovery triggered the largest and most desperate manhunt in LAPD history. It also ignited a sprawling media circus. Reporters fought viciously for scoops, digging up Short's penchant for dark clothing to brand her with a moniker that would sell millions of papers, the Black Dahlia. The killer actively fed this frenzied audience. Days later, an envelope arrived at the Los Angeles Examiner, containing Short's birth certificate and address book, meticulously washed in gasoline, matching the treatment of her body. While the press constructed a permanent piece of Hollywood mythology, Short's actual family was forced to navigate the grim, public reality of inquests, courtrooms, and relentless flashbulbs. Despite the massive allocation of police resources, the investigation slowly suffocated under its own weight. Over 50 false confessions poured in, clogging the system as physical leads degraded and the trail went cold. Decades passed, The empty, weed-filled lot on Norton Avenue was eventually paved over, replaced by an unassuming beige house with a manicured lawn. The physical lot is gone, but the killer's choice of location succeeded. Elizabeth Short's legacy is permanently bound to this suburban street, far from the Hollywood spotlight she spent her life chasing.